Stack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got hands on it.
All right, guys, I'm back on one last time. I'm gonna get to work on the BMW before it leaves the shop. So right now the BMW 335i is up there, it's on the lift, and right down here we have the exhaust that I just took out of the box and it's still wrapped up, but I'm gonna unwrap it right now. And finally we get to replace the two Ricky style tips that I put on it. Now one thing that I'm noticing already is that this, I'm assuming, is made for the original setup that goes in there. And I know this bumper is different than the original one. The reason why I had to make these tips is because it didn't fit the original mounting, which I believe they were out here somewhere. That's the only thing that I'm kind of worried about. Everything else should be simple, even though this is like a 5-piece setup versus a 1-piece that the BMW has here. So it'll be interesting to put this on. Hopefully it doesn't take me that long. And let's cross our fingers and I'm just gonna get to work. So I finally got everything unwrapped and I kind of have it laid out in the floor the way I think it's gonna go. I'm not really sure because there's really no instructions. And do we really need instructions? No, we'll figure it out. One of the things that I have a concern with is this area right here. So we all know this is the stock exhaust, and because of the diffuser in the rear bumper, I ended up just cutting some pipe and I ended up welding it here just so we can have something in the meanwhile, right? I really like the way it sounds, but obviously we cannot give a winner an exhaust that looks like this. We need to replace it. Obviously I need to take the diffuser out, but I don't see how this diffuser is gonna fit. I have no idea, so I'm hoping that we can figure something out. I'm gonna start working one pipe at a time.
That's what she said.
And once I finish those 4, this is gonna be the tricky part with the diffuser on and the rear bumper layout. I start the first 4 pipes right now. All right, so here we have it. Both exhausts are on the floor next to each other and they look completely different. Obviously these two are put together with that brace, which I'm probably gonna end up using, so they can kind of hold them around the same spot. And I'm guessing this is how they go. We'll see when we get up there. And then, yeah, I mean, they're just completely different. These ones go in, these ones go out. And then the exhaust, but if you notice this one is completely open and the diffuser literally sits right in the center of it. And then here's not, so I think we're gonna have a really big issue here. But it's only one way to find out. So I'm gonna stop talking and I wanna get to work. Let's put this baby on. Alright, so just like I thought this was gonna happen, we are not even able to put this in because it's not lining up over here. And as you guys can see, it's like really off. And I also don't see this clearing the diffuser anyway, so I'm probably gonna end up cutting it here and then doing the same thing we did before with the last exhaust, just going straight out once the diffuser is back on. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do next. All right, so let me give you a quick update. So right now, I cut the tip off the original one, the one that I put temporarily because of diffusing all that stuff. So we ended up finding out that the Vans power exhaust does not fit. We're essentially gonna do the same thing. My plan now is to cut this off. It's about 3 inches right here. We're gonna cut that off and I wanna put this over here so the straight angle will be level with this one and I'm able to level both of them. And I'm not gonna have time to weld today, but Ev will be able to just weld everything all the way around and essentially do the same exact thing to this one. The exhaust should sound around the same and it sounded phenomenal before. The big difference is that we are gonna have a bigger exhaust exit because this is bigger than the original one is, and I know that because the bracket that goes there does not fit here because it's so big. So let me show you this. Evan picked up these reducers, muffler tips, but it's an idea because this is a 2.5 inch pipe and it's going to a 3 inch exhaust tip. I don't know if you want to call it reducer or something so we can be able to weld this together. So you got 3 different ones with 3 different sizes. And then we have these 2.5-inch clamps, exhaust clamps, so we can actually not weld this and just be able to put this together, which I think is actually a better idea. And this is an exhaust extender, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. What it does is it expands the exhaust by using an impact gun, and the goal is to try to make this 2.5 into 3-inch, and that way we can just have one weld point instead of having two with the reducer. So I've never used this before. It's gonna be my first time using it. Worst case, we jump into this, which we know we can make that happen. So I'm trying to understand how this works, and it seems like the more you turn, the center part expands. Oh, well, this thing has to expand a lot in order for it to make it right there. Okay. Now, does it fit on the 2.5? That's the question. Maybe we should lube that up. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it all the way. I'm gonna lube it up. Now it did expand, but not what we needed to expand. Come on, baby girl. There's just not enough meat there for it to. If this thing would have been straight, it would have been a different story, but it's not. All right, so I don't think this is gonna work very well. It did expand it for sure, but not enough to cover the 3-inch, the 1/4-inch gap that this thing has. Probably gonna have to cut just right in between my fingers, just so I can go from the 2.5 to 3. That will be able to weld there. Now take a look at this fit, man, how this is gonna fit. That's way better. And then the 2.5 would be right there, just like so. The only thing is that we just added an extra weld, but still, it's gonna look really good. All right, so I got one side, one of the tips already tacked, and there you have it. I tacked it there. I tacked it in 3 places here, 3 places here, like 6 places here, just because it's a lot heavier. Evan in the morning will TIG weld everything all the way around, and then when I get back, I'll mount it back on the car. So now the down one's finished. I'm just gonna leave it here. Actually, I'm probably gonna put it back on the car just to test fit it one last time, and then I remove it, leave it here, so when Evan gets here in the morning, he can finish it. And it is time for me to jump on number 2. Because of the extension that I ended up putting at the end of the tip, this exhaust tip ended up being too long, so I ended up cutting it a few times until I got the perfect length for it. And of course my boys are flying right now. So I'm assuming I'm gonna have to do the same thing on this side. So, and this one is like, I'm probably gonna end up cutting a lot more because it's already overlapping by a lot. And I'm probably gonna end up cutting like right over here. I don't wanna show you the same thing twice, so when I finish the second one, I'll be right back. Woo! All right, that took a little while. So everything is tacked where it needs to be. Boom, boom. That's bolted on nice and tight. This is bolted on nice and tight. So are these two. They look pretty damn good. Now, the next step is gonna be, I'm gonna take from here forward out, and I'm gonna set that up on the welding table so Evan can TIG weld it in the morning. And, what? Point setting black, paint satin black. I think Mickey left me a message. All right, cool. Oh, he already taped it. I didn't even notice this. The heck? I've been working on this all night. All right, so now that I'm gonna take that off, I'm just gonna work on this. It does say point, right? Point, SCTIN, black. I just finished painting that. That's gonna dry overnight. The exhaust is laying right here waiting for Evan to come in the morning and weld that. And then when I get here tomorrow, I'll put everything back together and then we'll keep going. Yeah, I got my hat on. When I have my welding helmet on, destroy my hair, you know, you gotta look good. All right, so Evan will pick up the camera in the morning.
Well, it's not falling off. Definitely need more practice, but it'll do the trick. So Ricky did an awesome job of getting this all prepped up for me, and he actually tacked everything in place. So he did all the hard work. Now I'm just filling in the bead all the way around with the TIG welder. And I'm a little rusty, but I will say for certain it's not gonna fall off. And I think it'll look pretty good once we clean everything up with the wire wheel. So one more weld on this pipe, and then we'll move on to the second and do the same thing again.
Yeah, know I'm sturdy like a Millie Rocket. Skin clear, still look young, Andy Miller knockers. Money in my pocket, don't call me a money pocket. Engine get to rocket, it sound like a thunder rocket. Yeah, I still love my baby even when it's toxic. Crazy like she Britney, but no, she don't shade the noggin. Russell Wilson way I get along.
Alright, check it out. Done. Exhaust is ready to go on. They turned out pretty good. Kind of some weird materials, but overall won't leak, won't fall off, and I think they're gonna look pretty sick. So
I guess I gotta get it to the cemetery. Getting paid just for rapping is fun. I lit up around a month and every February. Told him slide, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. 777. Yeah. Told him slide, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777. Couple of money in my head just to say they did it. Can't lie, I'm so paranoid and the windows tinted.
that looks a lot better than that. Look at how crusty it
I'm
is.
talking 7 digits. Earn it by the day, every second minute. Used to pay me none, look, now they pay attention. Everybody say they drip, but I banded it. See them copy all the looks, but I stay switching. Pick up the loot, then hit the bank. Can never change, still wrote the change. Captain say the pay, this ain't the day. They made me wait, I'm breaking chains. Yeah. Told me feeling bubbly off the rose. Took a minute, but I got it out the slow way. Friends turn to foes, haters tell them go away. Rappers making shiggy dance like a soul train. Told them slide, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777. Yeah. Told them slide, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777.
Super excited to hand over the keys to Alston tomorrow, where he takes a 335 back to his hometown and does with it what he pleases. Hopefully he enjoys it a lot, as much as we have. So thank you guys so much for watching today. We hope you enjoyed this content. We'll see you guys in the next one.
But everybody, look, this is what Evan does in his free time. He cleans pipes.
Maybe laying pipe.
He's okay, Milo.
Call me Milo one more time. You yeah!
It's not as loud as I thought it'd be.
No. Crusty. We can't show that. Blur that out.
Who is that?
That was Ricky trying to fill a giant hole. I did.
Dude, did you see that tool I posted on my story?
Juicy?
Oh my god.
What was it?
It's called the nut f***er.
Whoa.
Cut that out. Hold on, before we do that.
You wanna see the nut f***er? Peep this nut
I want to see that.
Closer, Mick.
What the hell is Mickey talking about, guys?
Dude, the nut f***er. Right there.
Wait, that's Rick's tool.
What?
Rick has that same tool.
No, the guy at Stealth made it.
Well, I know, but
You want a hammerhead on? A ratchet? So we're good in the center circle?
Slide in the DMs, $100
You're
bucks.
gonna cut one off. We should have some.
I'd say she's good, eh? She doesn't need that.
Other than that, I like the way how this thing looks like a Hot Wheel. You know how you have a Hot Wheel toy, you're looking at it from the bottom and it's all black and it's just only the exhaust is chrome. Tell me that doesn't look like a Hot Wheel. It's pretty cool. Enough talking, let's get to work.
My pillow. Stole my pillow. In here, there it is. This is key. You!
Do you roast yourself?
Oh yeah. Yeah, when you weld, like, you develop like a pain tolerance or like you lose sensitivity in your fingers a bit. Like my fingers, I can hold like really hot plates and hot food and stuff. I think it's from welding, but sometimes it's just, because you don't want to like stop if you can avoid it. So if you can avoid stopping and starting usually is where you see like where the weld doesn't really look nice, in my experience. So I try to stopping as frequently as possible. What's up that next?